So when it comes to running meta ads for contracting clients, or quite honestly any niche that you're in, if you don't understand what to do when you run into fatigue, if you don't understand how to get clients results, then they are going to be unhappy and they are going to leave. And so it's going to be it's basically just going to be a vicious cycle of getting new clients, churning clients, getting new clients, churning clients. Because the truth is, anybody can close a client, anybody can launch a media campaign, but it's about the back end and quite honestly how to manage emotions, how to manage clients, how to manage campaigns. And it's going to be stressful and it's going to prevent you from growing if you continue to get bogged down and tied down into client success. And so if you don't understand how to run ads, watch this video. Because if you want to build a long-term sustainable and relatively decent company and do right by your clients, then you have to understand how to get the product down. And as mentioned in my last video, there are seasons to this, and one of the seasons is in the beginning, and that how do I make this so good that the clients never want to leave? How do I make this so good that all of my clients start speaking about this on their own and start referring to me on their own without even me having to ask? How do I make it that good? And when you ask yourself that, when you brainstorm and you're like, oh, I could be doing this. Oh, I could add this. Another thing as well, what happens if you take your current price, times it by 10? What value would you have to give to match that price? If you were to take your current price, let me repeat this. This is a good mind exercise I learned from Alex Hermosi. What would you do if you took your current price, times it by 10? What value would you have to give to your clients to kind of match that? And so you can think about what else you can be adding to kind of match that 10x. And honestly, you could just be incorporating so much for so little. It's kind of like the 10x rule, right? You want to kind of 10x the price and make it seem as if the value and the value proposition that you're delivering to the clients or on the sales call, whatever it is so good that it's the Godfather over. And the prospect feels stupid for saying no and walking away. And that's kind of the idea you want behind the offer. But that's a separate issue. Now, when it comes to manage media campaigns, think of running campaigns as starting a fire with a spark. And basically, what we're going to be doing here is this is how I think of it. In the beginning, whenever you click launch, sometimes it takes off. Sometimes you barely have to touch it for a couple of weeks to a month or so, however long. But other times, in a really difficult service area, a state like Texas, metropolitan areas like New York, certain cities in New Jersey, or even parts of Florida as well, California as well. There are certain cities that are just so freaking competitive because you're competing against massive companies that are spending tens and thousands a month into marketing. And in marketing, the company that's going to get the most typically spends the most. Think about like SEO or Google, right? The company that spends the most on SEO typically gets the front page of Google. There's a million contractors in your service area, but how many companies are actually on the front page of Google? Now, you have to be different. And the way you be different is you can use technology like ChatGPT. You can ask to brainstorm ideas based off of what current competition is already doing. And you put that into ChatGPT, you put the sales copy, you put the titles and be like, hey, ChatGPT, this is what my competition is doing. How can I make this better? Make this better, make this 5% better. And another amazing thing as well in marketing and when running ads is that you don't have to be 100% better than your competition. All you have to be is just 5%. It's the small difference that yields exponential results. And that's a fascinating fact and principle to kind of keep in mind when running ads. So think of it as starting a fire. You want this to be automated and you want this to be so good that you don't even touch it. Facebook is saying, hey, this guy continues to test. This guy's is running great content. His sales copy is different. Let's actually push it because it seems like good content. And I really think that the algorithm has some sort of grading system. And one of the ways it works is that it's going to give you what you want if you give it what it wants. And that's, yes, more money to a certain extent, but different content and just continuously testing because it's kind of like a reciprocal relationship. It's kind of like a dance. And when you experience fatigue, test new things immediately because Facebook is going to be like, okay, this person actually wants us to get them results. Let's see if them relaunching with a different image with a different sales copy is going to work, and they might push it towards a better population. And so one of the things that I learned recently was, well, not recently, but one of the things I learned was that there are people in on Facebook that once they see, a certain ad or a certain ecom ad or whatever it is, then the impulse purchase and the impulse to fill out a form is almost instant. And Facebook knows those people. And the way it's going to put you in front of those people is in one ad set. And if you continuously test and if you continuously give it what it wants. And so just continuously test new things, use ChatGPT, different creatives. And you could also work with your clients as well to get the right creatives. Be like, hey, can you take this picture with this angle, take this video saying this script, and you could do different things and just have fun with it, really, because at the end of the day, I mean, good artists copy, great artists create. And no, I think the saying is good artists create, great artists copy, or something of that sort. And at the end of the day, everybody just copies one another. And the people that are really going to be at the top of the game are those that actually put the time in and create and use their own imagination and brain to actually get results. And I get it. It might be tough. Competition is fierce. But if you want to grow a long term and sustainable agency, you have to figure this out and you have to crack the code. Now, you might not know what works until you actually test it. So I kind of hope this video helps when it comes to running campaigns for your contracting clients. And so think of it as as starting a fire with a spark. And sometimes it might take off right away. Other times it might not be, and it might be an uphill battle, and you just have to continuously test new things. And Facebook eventually is going to be like, okay, this person is continuously testing. He's a good. He's giving us what we want. So in return, let's give him what he wants, and that's the right individuals on Facebook that are going to fill out those forms, because Facebook understands who is and who isn't a good customer according to multiple different things, but one of them being the pixel, two being the there's some sort of internal grading system, just I don't know, and with the algorithm, and then several other factors as well. But I kind of hope this helps in understanding how to get results, and I'll see you.